indeed, back with another one. How are we? Hope we're all well. So anyway, this video is dealing with grief over the loss of someone close to you. Now, as a lot of you already know, and I don't want to keep banging on about it, well, I lost my dad recently, and he was pretty much my best friend. You see him pretty much every day after work. I'd go for a cup of tea or two, and yeah, so he's passed, and well, how am I dealing with it? Well, I don't really know. I do and I don't. And yeah, I just want to go over it really and explain what I've learned. And speaking to other people who've, have lost their parents, or a parent, or somebody close. You know, I think everybody's different. Every relationship's different as well. So the relationship I had with my dad is not necessarily going to be the same relationship somebody else had with their dad. Not always going to be as close, or, you know, so many different factors. So with that said, there is no time limit on getting over somebody dying. There isn't. And no one can tell you there's a time limit either. It's purely down to you and that person and what you had with each other. Nobody can tell you anything. And we all deal with these things differently as well. Like, we all deal with grief differently. Like, I've got a brother and a sister. They've dealt with it different to me, I imagine, to some degree. And other people who knew my dad, you know. For me, I've kind of, because I've had to crack on. I mean, I run my own business and that, and I haven't had the luxury of being able to give myself any time off. And obviously, the build-up to him passing, watching him deteriorate like he did, was mentally draining. Absolute drain the life out of me. So, for me, I can't, I mean, I've pushed myself to my limits anyway. Like, before he was going down south and getting badly, I was pushing myself to the max. I can't do that after he's passed. I haven't been able to do that since he's passed. Now, why? Well, I'm fucking knackered. Like, emotionally drained, and it does drain the life out of you, being emotionally drained over seeing my dad every day deteriorate all the more. And then that glimmer of hope, thinking, oh, fucking hell, I want to get him back, at least for a while. And then to then find that that wasn't to be was shit. Not pleasant at all. And yeah, it drained the life out of me. So I can't do what I was doing every day before then, because I haven't got it in me. I literally cannot. So say I'd go to work, slog my guts off, shoveling, laying slabs and all this, that, and the other, grafting my tits off. And then I'd come home, maybe have a bit of a bite to eat, or maybe sometimes I'd save it till after. I'd shower, gym, off to the gym after I've been grafting all day, come back, eat, and then edit some videos. Can I fuck? I only just getting, especially towards the beginning, I was only just having enough in me to get through the day at work. And then I was spent. There was nothing left. So, what am I going to do there? Go to the gym, which is then going to affect my next day even more, because it affects you physically. I mean, the mind and body are interlinked. They really are. So my brain's gone to shit, because obviously all that I was going through, and it's affecting my body. Even my joints are hurting, and my muscle ache, and just dragging my feet, and just like, and in pain, and just feeling really tired, not sleeping great, and not looking after myself as well as I should be. You know, coping mechanisms to get me through the day. You know, getting a bit intoxicated, thinking, right, I just want to switch off for a couple of hours, because I've been alone with my thoughts all day at work, and now all night at home. I need a couple of hours where I'm just somewhere else, just get myself gone. Now, I could beat myself up about that. I could beat myself up and think, well, you ain't doing the fucking videos, you ain't going to the gym, what are you doing? What are you doing? I'm not doing that. And the reason why I'm not doing that is because I'm fucking healing. Something big's hit me, and if you lost somebody, something big's hit you. Don't beat yourself up. That's the last thing you need to be doing, because then you get into the shame spiral. So then whatever unhealthy, say, things that you're doing to cope, just to get through the fucking day, which is being a mission in itself, what are you doing? You're going to make it worse. You're going to attach shame to that. You're going to attach shame to the fact that you haven't been to the gym. And then you're going to turn that inward and think, fucking hell, I'm shit. I'm not doing what I was doing before. And I can look at it and think, I'm a bit doughier than I was before. My guns aren't half the size as what they were. And I could really fucking bully myself over the whole thing. Or I could look at it logically and think, right, my energy is depleted. Why is it depleted? Because my brain is spending so much energy trying to recover and heal from the loss I've experienced. That's why I'm fucking drained. So going to the gym's adding more pressure, which in turn is going to affect my next day, because I'm going to be all the more knackered the next day to do what I need to do at work. So if I've had a hard gym session after a full day's graft, and I'm tired anyway, I'm going to be fucking dog shit at work the next day. I can't afford to be dog shit at work the next day and all, because time is fucking money. And so if I'm not performing at an optimal level, I ain't getting as much fucking done as I should be getting done. Therefore, I ain't getting paid as much. You know what I mean? The price I give for the jobs I'm doing, I don't change. I don't go, oh, I've lost my dad, by the way, so I'm gonna stick an extra 500 quid on because it's going to take me longer, because I'm going to be dragging my feet a bit and, feeling a bit sorry for myself. No, it don't work that way for me, does it? So, and unfortunately, I haven't got the luxury of a job where people can carry me to get me through the fucking day. And I haven't got a company either to get me through the fucking day. So I'm not going to beat myself up that maybe I do get intoxicated every now and then, which I wasn't really doing before. But it's a bit of time that I feel like I need to just feel normal again. Do you know what I mean? Just to get me through the fucking day. And I know it's not good for me. I know that very well, and I'm tackling it now as well, where with every week that's gone by, I'm feeling a little bit more like me again, which is why the videos are coming back, and why I'm getting back in the gym slowly, why I'm getting a bit more done at work, and I can start measuring pricing up again and not have to carry that weight of all these extra bits and bobs. My place is looking tidier. I'm looking after myself better, and I'm looking after my place more as well, and getting back into the healthy things. Now, say the day after he passed, I'm not just going to be straight on it and be doing all these things. Of course I'm fucking not. I'm human, and you are too. So, ride it out. It's going to come. Let it come as it does. I mean, I've had people tell me, sometimes they feel numb, and then other times it just hits them out of the blue. I think for me, while sober, perfectly fine. Just tired. Just absolutely tired. But cheerful, positive, all these good things that we need. Got all that in heaps. Fine. Totally fine. And I do miss my dad, but I'm not sad about it. I'm not feeling sorry for myself at all. In fact, it's almost a nuisance with people asking me. It's sweet, it's lovely. People asking me, just checking in, making sure I'm all right. It's absolutely lovely. But it becomes a bit of a pain. I'm fine. I am fine. I don't like people worrying about me. I hate that. I think that's a man thing, more so than not. But you don't want people worrying for you. My dad didn't want us worrying about him. He'd downplay the whole fucking thing. I didn't know. He knew we were going to pass, so he didn't fucking tell me. I think it's a man thing. We don't want people to worry about us. And I hate that. I genuinely do. But yeah, I'm losing track of my thought now. Bear with me. Yeah, so basically, you're not going to be running or operating at the same level you was. That's a big ask. Do not put that pressure on yourself. Just get through the day, which I've said before in a video not too long back. Get through the day, and ride it out. Just ride it out, because again, there's no time limit on it. I don't know how I'm going to feel. It could hit me harder in a couple of weeks than what it's hitting me now. But I think I really bled it out. I mean, I cried most of my tears before it passed. I'd be on the way back from the hospital, just seeing him the way he was, and remembering who he was, and that's shocking. So that was hitting me hard on the way home, or even on the way to the hospital. Just the dread of what conditions are going to be in today. It takes its toll on you. So I think I got most of my tears out before he passed, and then from there, I'd say absolutely fine while sober. But when I'm intoxicated, I'm not now, but it's that first week, every night getting intoxicated, and I'd bawl my eyes out. I'd be rocking myself back and forth, just floods, and probably, how can I put it? It probably got me through the day, because I just bled it out. I mean, I don't know. But to me, I bled it out while intoxicated. Just really got it out of my system, where I'm genuinely fine. The next day I wake up and I'm like, no, I'm genuinely fine. And I can just look at the positives and think, I'm more glad I had him than sad that I lost him. Which is true. Big time. So I'm like, oh, why should I get upset? I mean, he was my dad, and he was a legend. Absolute amazing man. Why should I feel sorry for myself? You know what I mean? It's like, I shouldn't feel sorry for myself. He maybe died young, and it would have been lovely having more years out of him, but it wasn't to be. But I'm looking at the years I had with him and think, what a fucking dude. And I'm grateful to have that time with him, especially the last few years. We became best friends, and yeah, it's great. So if you can look at the positives, then you need to do that. I mean, that's how I've trained my brain to operate anyways. Always see the positive side of things and not flap at the negative or anything like that, because that's not ordinarily going to help you either. So again, don't beat yourself up, but again, don't run away from it either. I mean, you could say I've been running away from it by getting intoxicated, that escape. You've got to monitor that, and don't let it get hold of you. So, because you could very easily just fall into an addiction. It is such a slippery slope, addiction is, that you have to be so careful, and you have to make sure it's not got a grip on you. If it's starting to get a grip on you, you think, I can't get through the day ever without dabbling in something that's not good for you, then it's got you by the balls. And yeah, ride it out as much as you can, as far as getting over the grief of losing somebody. You need to do that, but there will come a point when you think, right, now I've created another problem here, and this could stay with me if I don't do something about it. So don't let it get to that point. You got to understand yourself and understand what it is you're doing, that you don't get into them points. So if you can, avoid harmful vices, shall we call, things that you're using to cope with, to get you through the day. Make sure it's not something that's really going to fuck you up. Do not do that. And again, moderation, and pull back from it. Whatever it is you're using, distance yourself from it as well, so that you're not just going to keep relying on it and that's your new way of life. Soon you need to do as much as you can every day, but don't beat yourself up if it's fuck all. One day you might have done absolutely fuck all, nothing productive, nothing on yourself or whatever. Sometimes that's the way it is, but the next day you might have that bit of energy then You think, well, you had that day of doing fuck all, you probably needed that, so the next day you're going to have a bit more energy. Do something with it. Don't waste the day, and do what you can. And what you can't do, hey ho, don't worry about it. Tomorrow's another day. Maybe we'll get a bit more done. And again, there's no time limit on this. It takes as long as it takes. But just keep looking in the right direction. You're not looking in the wrong direction, just thinking, right, I'm just going to lose myself and getting intoxicated and drugs or alcohol or whatever it is that is your escape, porn, fucking video games or whatever. Start distancing yourself away from them as soon as you're able to, that you are actually able to start getting that energy back where you can do things that are productive and replace that bad habits that you've used to cope. Swap them again for them good habits. So get in the gym, have a hobby that's good for you, work on something that's whatever your thing is, working on yourself as well. So we'll leave it there. I haven't got much more to say about it because, you know, I've lost my dad, but it'll make me an expert on the subject. This is just my view and what I've learned from talking to other people as well. So good luck. I know it's a shit time if you are going through, you know, a terrible loss. It's shit, I know. You have my sympathy, you do. But yeah, try not to feel too sorry for yourself, because if you can find any positives from it, or, you know, at the end of the day, the way I see it, tears and sadness and all these things that you're feeling from losing that special someone, it's a reflection of what they meant to you. So you are lucky in that fact to have had somebody that meant that much to you, and to lose them to feel as sad as you are feeling. Yeah. So there is positives there, and I firmly believe, once upon a time, not too long ago, I would never have said anything like this, but I believe that they're still with you in one form or another. Yeah, and you can still talk to them. I talk to myself, talking to my dad regularly since he's passed. I'll even crack a joke, think, oh, he'll like that joke. And, you know, just something I've observed as I'm driving down the road or whatever it is I'm doing. What do you reckon, Dad? You know what I mean? You won't? I can't hear him, like, but I know he can hear me. Yeah, so, yeah, leave it there. Like the video, drop us a comment, subscribe if you haven't already, tell your friends, and I'm sorry for your loss. Be the best you, and do it for you. Cheers.